today? And Minnie's even looking quite dapper himself. I think Soph's done a great job since she's had what she's had to work with.
Minnie really is a lucky man to bag himself a girl like Sophie. She's tall, beautiful, funny, intelligent. She deserves a husband who's worthy of spending the rest of his life with such a special person. So it's lucky for Minnie that he's marrying her before she found one.
I'd also like to say the bridesmaids look stunning today.
Yeah!
I can't remember all your names, but I'll definitely have a go on number 4.
I'm more of a number 6 man, personally. I'd also like to thank the 2 ushers. Where are you? I see Ash at the back there. Where's Tom? There he is. They look smarter than I think I've ever seen them, although they do remind me of kind of a modern day Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
And I must say, you're looking tiny yourself too, mate.
That's a good one, that's a good one.
Now, the title of Best Man's a strange one, and I've been meaning to Google it to find out what it really means. Because if me and Sam are the best man, then why Soph marrying Minnie? So for today, I think we'll say Minnie's the best man, and me and Sam, we're just pretty good men. Only for today though, mate.
Because tradition dictates that we should stand up here and sing the groom's praises and tell you all about his many great qualities. But I'm going to have to apologise to Minnie, because I can't sing to save my life, and I'm not going to lie to you nice people.
No, I'm not going to lie to you either. Writing this speech has been hard work. The problem wasn't coming up with stories to tell, or jokes about Minnie's height, or his receding hairline. The real problem was the list of things we weren't allowed to say.
That's right. I still can't believe we're not allowed to tell his mum that he was once late for Boxing Day lunch because he had been arrested on Christmas Day. He'd spend the night in the cells, but obviously we're banned from telling that story, so I don't say anything. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, sir?
No idea, mate. No idea. Anyway, moving on. We're not even allowed to mention his ex-girlfriends. Oh, get it off, get it off. Don't allow that put in there. No, in all seriousness though, Sophie's the only real serious girlfriend we know Minnie to have. And why would we want anyone else? Because she's so perfect for him.
Yay!
Of course, a few of us were worried this day would never happen, especially when Minnie went through his Brokeback Mountain phase.
And he was definitely a little bit too comfortable dressed as Pamela Anderson on a stag. And can I also point out, it was Minnie's idea to go to Brighton on the stag do. So make of that as you will.
Don't worry, Soph, though. I'm 99% sure he's satisfied his curiosities now. He's ready to connect to you. It's a well-known fact that single people die earlier, so considering Minnie's clumsiness and his track record of slightly horrific accidents, it's no wonder he's so keen to get married. During his time working at Brindley's, the accident logbook pretty much became the Minnie logbook. There was the famous accident where he was using an angle grinder when the blade shattered and his face got in the way of the shrapnel.
I remember the text messages being sent around that day saying, Minnie's cut his face off! He's cut his face off! I mean, it's not that bad, mate. No. You can hardly even notice a scar now, can you? Some even say it's an improvement, mate. Another work-related incident involving Minnie was when he was working in a pit down at Brindley's again. Somehow, there was a sledgehammer hanging over the edge, and I don't know how he managed to do it. Knocked the handle off the edge, went flipping up in the air, knocked him out. Straight on the head. What a winner.
His clumsiness really knows no bounds. Many years ago, on a night out in Cardiff, we were walking back to my student house when Minnie decided it'd be a great idea to climb up on the bonnet of a car park by the side of the road. He told us all his plan was to run across the length of the car, but he only managed one step before he spectacularly lost his footing on the slippery bonnet. Luckily for him, he managed to break his fall by making sure that his face hit the car's front wing first. Absorbed most of the impact. But the cut above his eye was the root of much banter for the rest of the weekend.
Many of you know he's also quite a keen sportsman. But there was a time when we couldn't even go for a kick around down the park without him bloody dislocating his shoulder and going to the hospital. But it ain't put him off playing sports.
Minnie also loves a round of golf. I've been telling him for years that he hasn't got the ability or the fashion sense to play the game. But he remains convinced that he's actually quite a good player. Many of you also know that Minnie's also a die-hard Leicester fan.
Yeah. You reckon? You reckon? Come on. Oh! There he is, look, showing his true colours.
I've been telling everyone for years that he's a closet Man United fan. Now, thanks to Minnie's mum, we finally have the proof and expose him for what he really is.
Now, when you look at a happy couple, you can't help but notice that there's a slight little height difference between them. You can guess by his nickname, but Minnie's always been on the short side. And anyone that's ever been to a football game with him will know that he's always had pockets that are too deep for his little arms.
It got to the stage where we had to set off for the Walker Stadium every week with twice the amount of money you were likely to need, because Minnie was sure to turn up with none. Every week he'd then make a complete song and dance about how disgraceful it was that you couldn't pay by card at the bar. Until someone bought him a beer and then he'd shut up. But then the next home game we'll go through the same thing all over again.
Now, as everybody knows, Minnie works as a lorry mechanic. But he's recently moved into a role that less actual mechanics and more sitting behind a desk doing that.
Yeah.
You're telling yourself that, mate, yeah. I mean, speaking from experience, this can only be a good thing. I mean, I'm not questioning his roles as a mechanic, but I've got good reasons to. There was one night, we all went out, not out to Milton Keynes. Yeah, here we go. 6 o'clock in the morning, on the way out, we get a puncher. Oh, you can forgive us for thinking, oh, it's fine. Designated driver? No, it's a mechanic. No worries, no worries. 5 minutes later, there we go, spare wheel in place, set off back up the M1 on the way to Leicester. Must have got 100 yards up the road. Boom! Crash! What's that? What's that? Jump out the car, car's on its axle, spare wheel, rolling down the verge of the M1. What a winner. Can't even change the wheel, bless him.
I thought that one might be a no. Right, but it's been an emotional day. I see even the cake here is in tears. Oh, that's my best joke. So let me finish off by saying on behalf of all Minnie's friends how pleased we are for him to be marrying Sophie, someone who we have such admiration for. Although Sophie, we're not saying we admire you for marrying Minnie.
I know we've given him a bit of stick during his speech, but in truth, you're really a great guy, mate.
Yay!
And Sophie, you're just as lucky to be marrying him as he is to be marrying you. You know you've got a real catch there. And we found from some past evidence that he's always been quite a cool dude.
I don't know if you can see, but there's some lovely sock ties there. And the waistcoat's fantastic.
Oh, Speedos. And notice, he's always got his cool hands on the hip bows.
Look at that one.